You know, when we are looking at the future, and if we can imagine future healthcare era with e-health, genome analytics, and artificial intelligence, which will support doctors in some areas to better recognize the state of health, for example, and with us as users, as patients, using many devices for monitoring the state of health in the real time. It's important for many people with some diseases, yes, to be monitored, because the reaction, the intervention could be much more faster, and it is important for their life. So, e-health area, transportation, self-driving, connected cars, better organization of big transports, much more secured and with better logistics. When we are looking at industry, robotization on the one hand and automation. In some areas we can replace 10 people by one robot, but on the other hand we need to consider what kind of the work we will have for people. So it also means that people should be prepared when we are looking at their skills to understand what is going on, and on the other hand to cooperate with robots, for example, in some areas. It's a question, yes? It's a question for the future. Probably in 10 years ahead, 50% of jobs will be changed, and many of them will require the understanding what kind of the work can robot make and what kind of support from humans we need to use. So when we are looking at, for example, education, now we are using books, papers, and so on, but on the other hand, we understand that there are many open educational sources in the internet. So how to teach using the internet. It is important, of course, to use those educational sources, also to give to the people the skill that they will be much more open for learning all over the world, all over their life, yes, because this is very important. The internet will be the educational source. But what does it mean? It means that, for example, we need to have much more better internet with better technical parameters. So it means that we need this ultra-fast infrastructure 5G, and that we need, for example, for schools, there are some analysis and expertises that we need, for example, the parameters of the internet for school with 500 pupils, for using all those digital tools with the parameters related to the infrastructure just between 750 megabits per second to 1 giga per second. If we want to use, for example, virtual reality, not only for games, for entertainment, yes, it's fantastic, but what do you think about some lessons of the anatomy, of some experiments in the area of chemistry, physics, with using virtual reality? It will be much more persuasive, yes, for us. So the world is changing. Yeah, but you know, this is not the future in the perspective of 50 years. This is a future in the perspective of 10, 15, 12 years. In 2030, we will have it. The technology will come to us, yes? But we need to be prepared. So it was the idea in Poland to have the concentrated political response for those kind of challenges, yes? And Ministry of Digitization was established for this purpose, yes? Because some areas were earlier in the Ministry of Infrastructure, some areas in the Ministry of Education, some areas in the Ministry of the Economy, yes? And when we are looking at the game changer as digital tools are. So I think that it is very needed to have the stronger coordination. It doesn't mean that all countries should have digital ministries, yes? Because Estonians are saying, okay, all ministries should be digital. All ministries should think in the frame of the digital issues, yes? But somebody needs to coordinate and to concentrate the work on that. And when I'm looking at the document presented by the government, the first version, if I know, on Ukraine 2030, there are some areas which are focused on digital issues, yes? And also, we are using in Europe the expression Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 means that in all manufacturing we will have digital solutions. So Industry 4.0 means that on a small business related to bakery, for example, can or should be able to use digital tools for scaling up, for example, for better marketing with users, with consumers, yes, and so on and so on. So it doesn't mean that we are talking about IT sector development when we are talking about digitalization. Now we need to talk about all businesses, all industries, because digital game changer is changing everything. You know, it was clear in 2009, 2010 that we need to concentrate the work. So after elections in 2011, we established this ministry, and we have started the stronger cooperation between all public institutions and also all partners. And what was important also, we decided to prepare the project Digital Poland for European money, and to have the European money for this project, just about 2 billion euro. And I think it is important, yes, because we have our sources, of course, but when we want to achieve some goals, it was very important to prepare this project and to be ready to take European money from structural funds to build this digital Poland. And now, of course, we are discussing how to implement General Data Protection Regulation. We are discussing how to have stronger issues and new issues on cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. We are discussing on coding as a part of teaching in curricula at schools. There are many discussions if Polish educational system now under the current government is going in the proper direction, yes? But we're also fighting on those possibilities to teach people coding. We have started, and now I think we are much more advanced to work on e-prescription. And we have started the work on telemedicine platforms, for example. Yes? So I think that in the perspective of some years, and also Poland decided to start the work on 5G strategy with participation of business side and public authorities, yes, because we need to have it, yes, we need to have it. So this ministry should be responsible for some projects for the future and vision, and on the other hand, for cooperation with the European Union, yes, because this is important point and goal for the European Union. So stronger cooperation means easier achieved goals and better achieved goals.